Next, let's talk about the alarm function. Open the alarm menu. Here you can see real-time alarms, as well as alarm history. Currently, there are no alarms in real-time alarms. About alarm history. History alarms can also be shown as a report. Alarm data can be saved to a USB drive in PDF or CSV format. We can set the scope of the report. All storage time, recent time, fixed or given time. We should notice, every time you power on, it runs a self-test. So these alarms are not real occurrences. How to save alarms for a time range to USB. First, select the start time. For example, number 6. Click this button, starting from this time. Then set the end time at this point. Then click to Save to USB. After clicking, you can name the file. Then click Save. Since there's no USB inserted, an error message displays. If a USB is inserted, it will show success. The same applies for CSV files. Now, we'll demonstrate the alarm function. You can see there are no alarms. The historical alarms are all from the startup self-test. Let's observe, using stir and temperature as examples. Stir currently is 0. Temperature is 19.3. In the settings, open the temperature alarm. Since currently, temperature is within limits, no alarm will be triggered. Here is none. None here either. Now the speed is 0. I turn on the speed alarm. Since it's below the lower limit, an alarm is triggered. The status turns red. Let's check the main interface. Clearly, there's an alarm pop-up at the bottom left. Then for the related parameter, its value will flash. Look again. An alarm is recorded. It shows speed and lower limit alarm. The current alarm value is 0. Let's check about alarm history. It can be seen that he also appeared here. Then, if device is equipped with a buzzer, it will also sound to alert user. How to clear it? Click the bottom left. Then click Confirm. indicating you acknowledge the alarm. If there's a buzzer, the sound will stop. But since the alarm condition still exists, exceeding the alarm range, the value will keep flashing. Now back to the alarm history. In the real-time data, it has updated. I can also refresh to update. It also remains here. Now I'll turn off all other alarms. At this point, the alarm status clears. As we can see, no alarms here. But it will still be here. Next, let's check report. The report here will display all data recorded by system. It records data in 1-minute intervals. You can set the time period. Yes, that's right. Then you can browse and review it. Here is a display of cumulative totals. Regarding the report, how to export it will be explained later in fermentation batch setting. Next, let's talk about fermentation batch setting processing. After clicking in, this is a batch report. Here is the batch name and when it started. Time date means timing started. And the final end time. It shows the total cultivation duration here. This shows its status. Different stages will show different statuses. Here, it shows the electrode numbers for pH and dew. Here is 1 ORP, but this device does not have it, so it shows 0. Demonstrating creating a new batch. Prepared for batch. For example, we should notice the name of this new batch must be unique. It cannot be duplicated. To avoid system conflicts, here you can write a description. You can simply introduce it. For example, briefly explain its purpose. None. Or you can write other things, such as the name of the operator. After entering the name, an icon will appear to prepare for fermentation. Before clicking, make sure we have selected a plan. If we need to use. After selecting one plan, the proposed will follow this plan. Okay, I create a new batch. Now the batch is set up. It is in a new batch state. There will also be a new icon here, indicating it is now in a batch. Here you can view the batch data as curves. It starts from this time. Since it was just created, no records are displayed yet. It could also be shown as report. Waiting for a moment. During preparation. For example, if I carry out SIP, the SIP data will also be recorded in this batch, making later export easier. For example, if I perform calibration, it will also be recorded. Once everything is ready, I'm ready to start inoculation. Before inoculation, I need to ensure stirring is on. For example, stirring pressure, temperature, and pH should be under control. Then I can start. Inoculation. After inoculating, I need to start timing, especially if I use this plan. Timing must be started. Click Confirm. Okay, the status has now changed to fermentation. That is to say, your bacteria or cells have already started cultivation inside the bioreactor. This area will also turn red. At the same time, both valves in the gas path will automatically open, because it is necessary to ensure that gas enters the holding tank to maintain a positive pressure, to prevent contamination. During the cultivation process, the batch name will display here. There will also be a fermentation timer here. Now, going back to the batch interface, we can see that some time has passed. Review the data in Trend View. You can see some records already. In report form, this shows our batch time. It will gradually start recording. After fermentation is complete. For example, if I want to turn off some systems, after turning them off, turn off the control of some parameters. Then click Save Batch. Click Confirm. At this point, the batch ends. Those two valves will also close automatically, returning to the initial state. This batch has now been saved. It becomes a complete record. Then you can view the whole batch via curve or report. Regarding data export, I select the current batch. Then export this batch to PDF or export it to a USB drive in PDF format. You can name the file. Then click Save. But because no USB drive is inserted, saving failed. If a USB drive is inserted, it will display Saved Successfully. Next, let's talk about operation history. It records all operations. Clicking it shows as a report. You can set the time range. I can view actions during different periods. Who did what? You can also select a specific time, assign an initial value, then choose an end time. As an end value, save this time period as a PDF to a USB drive. You can also name the file, then save the data. If this feature is not available, you can contact sales. Because different devices have different configurations, there may be differences